Hey, what's going on, everyone? Happy Sunday. Good morning. I want to get something off my chest real quick. I had an interesting conversation with a podcast viewer or podcast listener last night. Oh, look who joined us. What's up, Canella? So I had an interesting conversation with a podcast listener yesterday, and it was funny. This guy was actually a blessing in disguise. So when we first started the podcast, we were messing with the audios a little bit too much, and it was sounding really tinny. It didn't really sound professional. So he reached out to me. He says, listen, I really like your podcast, but the audio is so bad. Like, it's so distracting. I can't listen to it. So I sometimes turn it off just because the audio is bad. So within a couple days, bam, we got the audio back up. So I reached out to him yesterday just to thank him again. And I said, dude, I appreciate you reaching out to me last week because we got that audio fixed and now it sounds really, really good. And he was like, oh, no problem. I was glad to be a service to you. He's like, how can I be of more value to you? And I said, listen, as a podcast listener, the most value you can give me is your feedback. Hey, Nigel, what's going on? The most value you could give me is your feedback. So how can I better serve you through my podcast, through my video content, through everything that I put out? And so he said, well, I'll be honest with you. I've been struggling with this startup now for the past 6 months, and I really don't know what to do. He said, at the end of your podcast, you always talk about a brand audit. And you know what? The last thing I need right now is somebody to tell me how lackluster my branding is. But I know what my problem is. I'm indecisive. And that leads me to today's topic, which is indecisiveness is the invisible enemy that crushes small business owners and entrepreneurs every single day. And so my question to you guys this morning is this: how pissed off do you get when you go a day and at the end of the day you look back and you said, what the hell did I get done today? Absolutely nothing. Why? Because I couldn't make up my mind over any simple task that I needed to get done. I couldn't make a decision on it, therefore I didn't do it. People ask me all the time, I get stuck. I don't know what product I should sell. I don't know if my product is even viable. Should I be targeting this audience? Should I be targeting that audience? If I spend money on XYZ, fill in the blank, will I get a return on it? Will it work? Listen, those are all valid questions. But let me ask you another question. Why aren't you taking action? Why are you being indecisive? Is it because you're afraid to fail? Is it because you're afraid to let someone down? Are you afraid that you're going to disappoint your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your mother, your father, your husband, your wife? Let me ask you this. What's worse? Them looking at you as a disappointment because you couldn't actually build up enough confidence to take action and you wussed out? Or them being disappointed in you because you happened to try something and it didn't work for the first time, but you got back up again and you tried it again. And then when that didn't work, you got back up and you tried it again. And then until finally something clicked. What's worse? One thing that one of my clients always says is, he says, you always got to be out there making moves. You got to always be out there making moves. If you're not making moves, you're dying. If you're not growing, you're dying. If you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. There's no in-betweens. And it's so true. So getting back to the fear of failure or the fear of not being able to accomplish or letting people down, in my opinion, guys, if I sat in that office all day long and putzed around because I was scared to move forward with my business, I would be more afraid of what my wife and my family thought of me for doing that versus doing something and failing and getting back up and trying it again. What do you think your loved ones or your colleagues would think of you if they saw you fall down and get back up and try it again? What do you think they would view you as if they saw you doing that day in and day out? Indecisiveness is the invisible enemy. So today's daily gem, bonus gem, today's Sunday gem is I challenge you guys to get out there and start making decisions. So when the guy asked me, do you have any advice for me? Who can you point me to in the right direction? I said, I'll give you this. Get rid of the distractions. Get rid of the distractions. Stop with the expensive masterminds. Stop with the $50 or $60 a month subscriptions. And focus on task-oriented goals. I told him, you want a podcast? Go hire a podcast producer. You want to grow your Instagram account? Go seek out an Instagram influencer that you trust. Want to build your brand? Hire me. You want to make, $10,000 a month? Reverse engineer what you need to do to make $10,000 a month. Start there. But get focused. Put timelines to things. I told one of my influencers, I said, buddy, I want to get to 50,000 followers by November 1st. What do we got to do? He said, what's your budget? I said, I don't have a budget. That's where I want to get to by November 1st. What do we need to do? And so we just made it happen, and we just did it. There's no questions asked. And within 1 week, we're 1/7 of the way there. We got 6,000 more followers to go. And guess what? We're going to do it. We're going to do it because we're focused. So that's my gem for you guys today, is to get out there and start making decisions. Some of them are going to be good. Some of them are going to be bad. But guess what? You know what counts the most? When you get the hell back up when they're not good and you try it again. Nobody ever gets to where they want to be smooth sailing. You have to keep trying, but you have to make decisions. You're never going to get anywhere without making decisions. People judge you based on their perceptions, so take action by adjusting their perceptions. Absolutely. That's a great piece of advice. That's very profound. That's what we need to do. If you want to build a better business, if you want to build a better life, if you want a brighter future, you got to get out there and earn it. I heard Tom Bilyeu say that this week in one of my morning studies, and I couldn't agree with that more. Nothing is going to be handed to you. Nothing. And if it is handed to you, 9 times out of 10, those people, they do not appreciate it, and they run whatever that is right to the ground. What's up, Chris? How are you? Appreciate you for tuning in to all of my lives. You've been a great viewer. Thank you. And so there you have it, guys. What's up, Wanda? How are you, babe? Hope all is well. Happy Sunday. And I normally don't do these lives on Sunday, but today I woke up, I was feeding the baby at 2 a.m. last night, and I said, you know what? I need to get this out there, because that conversation with that podcast listener last night was a blessing in disguise. So now this live is out there. I'm going to do a podcast later about it. And I want to get this message out there that indecisiveness is the invisible enemy, and we need to crush it. We need to dominate it. So stop thinking, what if this happens? And start thinking, when this happens. and you will see a drastic shift in your progress. Happy Sunday. God bless. I'll catch you on tomorrow's gem. Have a great Sunday. Talk soon.